Hey everybody, so today I want to talk about while you're out fishing, hunting, and camping, you need to keep the energy up. You also need some good healthy snacks. So today I'm going to show you what I do for a healthy snack. I'm going to make some jerky out of a moose back strap that I have here. I keep a really simple recipe. I've got some stevia here. I use the stevia because I want to keep the refined sugars down. Some liquid smoke. I use a Tamari sauce, which is soy sauce that doesn't have the sugar or the gluten in it. I also use some chopped up garlic here, some red pepper flakes, and some ground pepper. So it's like I said, it's a really easy recipe. Okay, so I take this really nice back strap that I have here from a moose that I got, and one of the things that you really want to do is make sure that this meat is nice and clean. You also want to make sure that you have clean hands. So I washed my hands thoroughly before doing this, but you want to get off all of this silver skin and all the extra fat off of this, otherwise it just makes your jerky a little too chewy, right? So I just fillet it right off of there. Get all that off of there. So now this never goes to waste because I have a husky dog and he likes all the scraps. So win-win. He gets treats, I get treats. Get that off of there. And we'll cut this silver skin off as well. Nice sharp knife. It's definitely a plus when you're cutting meat. Makes a big, big difference. So that side's pretty clean as far as getting all that off of there. The other side, just a couple of real small spots that will tidy up, and then we'll cut it into our chunks. So one of the things I do is I like a thicker cut of the meat. So what I like to do is you always want to cut against the grain, makes it a lot more tender, but I'll cut probably a good 1/2 inch at a time. And the reason that I do that is we like a little bit thicker, that way it's not as hard after you dehydrate it. Okay, so what I mean about going against the grain is mussels have fibers in them. And if the fibers are going this way, you want to cut the opposite way. And it makes it a nice tender piece of meat. That's also what they do with steaks at restaurants and everything, is they always cut against the grain, not with the grain. So my wife, she likes it a little softer because it hurts her jaw to chew on the old leathery stuff that we buy at the store, right? So I get a nice piece like that, and I'll just cut it into 3. Get some nice strips off of it. So it's about 1/2 inch by 3/4 of an inch, and that'll make a really nice piece of jerky right there. Together. We have a 1/2 cup of the Tamari sauce here. It's pretty right at the top, so I'll try not to spill it all over the counter. We got a full cup of water that we use in there. We're going to add our garlic into that mix. All that nice garlic, give it some good flavor. We're also going to add in a teaspoon of liquid smoke. So we'll get that teaspoon of liquid smoke in there. Also the teaspoon of stevia. Give it a little bit of sweetness, but not overpowering. Okay, and the last, second to last ingredient, we're going to put some red pepper, some black pepper in there, about a tablespoon. So just kind of, if you're not measuring and you're grinding it like this, just a bit there. About like that. If you already have it ground, it's easier to measure out into a tablespoon. And the last thing is I add the red pepper flakes. Now, depending on how hot you want this, will depend on how many red pepper flakes you put in. I probably put in about 3 tablespoons worth, and that seems to be pretty good, a good mixture for the meat. So we're just going to give this a nice stir, get everything mixed up together. It will start to settle again, as you can see, but that's all right. Once you got it in the plastic bag with the meat, you can really spread it around and it'll go real nice. Okay, so we're just going to give this a little quick stir, get things moving around a bit. We're going to dump it right into the plastic bag, Ziploc bag. Okay, so you got your brine in there, and then you're just going to add all this meat that you have sliced up. Put that all in that bag. You want to, of course, zip it up. You want to get as much air out of there as you possibly can. Get it just like that, and then you take this meat and you just kind of really mix it up real nice, so it's all even, and then you put it in the fridge for about 12 to 24 hours. So we've let it soak in that jerky marinade for about 24 hours. What we're going to do now is we're going to dry it a little bit on the towels, get it on the racks, get it in that dehydrator so we can enjoy some of this jerky. Okay, so we've got it all on the racks. We're just going to put the lid on and get this thing underway. So I do cook this at a medium temperature on the dehydrator for about 10 hours. That 10 hours gives us the exact texture that we're looking for. Not too hard, not too soft,